Welcome. Today I'm going to do a bit of an overview of Call to Adventure, the Stormlight Archive. This is a game for 1 to 4 players. I'm playing it solo. I've played a couple of games now. It's an interesting game. It's got really nice components. You play it as a form of a story as you start building your character. And you get 3 character cards to start with. In this game I got Healer, Thirst for Knowledge, and Dustbringer. And you use those cards across 3 acts. So each act has a set of cards. You build this kind of template of 4. I've taken some out. And each of these cards you play for will either be a challenge, where you engage with a challenge at the top or a challenge at the bottom. They have different levels of difficulty, or perhaps it has a trait that you can add to your character. And as you move through your 3, you build your character. In this case, Act 1 is the first set. In this case, I've taken 2 traits. Actually, it's 1 trait and 1 challenge. In this one, I've had a challenge at the top and a challenge at the bottom. And this is the 3rd act. I've gone for a challenge at the top and a challenge at the bottom. The really nice thing about this game is rather than dice, you get to throw runes. And so it comes a whole lot of customized runes. And as you play through and say, if I was going to take this challenge here, it tells you on the side which runes you're allowed to throw. And if you have those as part of your character as you build them through, you get to get a selection of runes and you then get to throw them in the box. Some of them will give you 2 points. That'll be 1 point. Some of them give you extra abilities. That one's draw a card. That one's just a 2-pointer. And you go through and you have to defeat difficulties. So if say we look at this challenge from Act 1, it has difficulty 4, but because it's had an ally attached to it, sister, it gets a +1. But if you then beat this challenge, you get the ally as well. There's also a set of hero and anti-hero cards that you can draw during the game, and you have almost like your, well, not neutrality, your either good or evil basis. And so in this case I'm at 4, which means I can use only good cards. If you're neutral, you can use good or evil, or anti-hero only if you get more corrupted. So the aim of the game is to move through each of the 3 acts, which are represented across the board, building your character, gaining attributes. And so in this one here, I would have gained the attribute to have an extra one of these runes. The matches there. I would also get 1 destiny point, and I draw a card. And you can draw and use these cards to change your abilities as you go for challenges. And in the solo game, the idea is you work through the 3 challenges, building up your 3 different aspects of your character, and then you end up facing Odium, who has a difficulty of 9 and a set of experience tokens that you have to burn off him. When you play solo, there is also a adversary quest deck that has a whole lot of attributes that trigger. So in this case, whenever a hero gains a corruption or fails a challenge, Odium gains a token, which will make him harder to defeat at the end. He also has a custom deck that sometimes you draw a card and then you have to play that out. So as you play through, you build your character, adventure through, you end up with quite a unique view. You get to select your runes, which you then throw, which is quite nice. Overall, it's a really nice game with lovely components. The tarot size cards are fantastic. I really like the runes. You end up with a real nice narrative. If you play the solo rules as they're written, it can be a little bit lackluster at the end because you only get 1 attempt. But I've made a variant on Board Game Geek that allows you to basically have a boss challenge at the end. overall, it's a nice little character building game. There's a lot of variety. You get to choose one attribute of each type at the beginning, and there's a box full of different attributes. So I think the replayability is absolutely huge. Bit different, throwing runes, and like I say, wonderful art. If you follow the rules, the end game's a little bit lackluster, but there's a variant on Board Game Geek if you want to spice it up a bit. Very happy. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good fantasy fun card-based game.